Alright, so I think that this weapon is probably the best arc gun in the game. I mean, this thing does a lot of damage. I was not really expecting this to do a lot of damage because, they did come out with the Mausolon, and that thing does a lot of damage too. That was basically like an Imperator Vandal killer for me because I just did not use the Imperator Vandal after that because even with the ribbon and shit because it just had so much. It was just so good. Like you have fucking aerial attack, you have radial attack. That means that it does that fucking explosions, damage, and it was automatic, and it had a fucking big ass magazine. But the Morgha, I think, really outdid it. I don't know why. I think it's just the damage that it does is amazing. And then the primary damage is really good. You got like 60% crit chance with the parallax scope and shit. You got decent crit, not a lot of crit, basically as same as as its counterpart that you get from the Void Rig. Now, the one good thing about this has to be the fact that you don't have to actually get the Bone Widow to get this, which is probably the best thing in the world because, I had to build the Void Rig to, get it, but you don't have to actually build the Bone Widow to get this one, which is a good thing. You can get it by itself. The only thing is going to be probably getting the parts for this, which you're going to have to farm the Deimos bounties, which, thankfully actually had a whole set actually saved up for. I was saving up for like a new weapon that was gonna come out in Deimos, and it actually did. So I saved up a whole set, but yeah, I think this thing is really good. I think this is probably the best Arcwing now. So yeah, let's actually take a look at it in the simulacrum. Alright, so in the simulacrum, I actually had to bump these guys up to level 135s just because level 100s were dying too quick. So, as you can see, even at level 135, this is like doing, I think this is like doing like 4 or 5 shots. And it's like the DPS on this thing is insane. Even at that high level, this is really good. And the secondary fire is devastating. Like the secondary fire will kill fucking anything. It's so devastating. It's actually more devastating than the Mausolon, which is, kind of expected because this is like a grenade launcher type deal, but still, I mean, it's amazing. The amount of damage it does is it's a lot of damage, and yeah, I don't know why, but it's amazing. Now, the only thing has to be the fact that the Gravimag version of this thing runs out of ammo, I would say pretty much instantly. Like, there's no way that you're going to be able to use this in an entire mission, which is another reason that it actually took me kind of long to rank this up. To actually put like 2 Forma on this thing was that was the worst because I couldn't rank it up in Hydron, I couldn't rank it up fucking anywhere, so I had to figure out a way to basically use it in the Arcwing missions, which were not the best thing. But I kind of used it out and I kind of did it, but what are you gonna do? So yeah, I mean, this thing is amazing, and especially that secondary fire. Fucking the secondary fire does a lot of damage. So the build I ended up actually going for was a pretty normal build. I actually have added a mod on this one, which I think a lot of people are gonna probably not have it. Is critical focus on this, which I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really think that critical focus was gonna add a lot of damage on this thing, and actually adds a lot. And then you have the normal stuff, of course. I have charge bullets here to add that little bit of status that helps out a lot. And then I have venomous clip, electrified barrel, prime rubedo line barrel. I think most people should have it. Hollow bullets and parallax scope, crit chance, crit damage, and critical focus really helps out. Now you could use other mods other than critical focus, but I would say if you want to use this thing at the full potential, you should fucking get critical focus. So yeah, that's the build. Now I think the main place that a lot of people are going to use this is on the Necromech. Now it is really good in the Necromech, of course, because it does so much damage. And the second thing is it's infinite fucking ammo, so you could just basically spam this thing anywhere. Now I do not like using it with the necromech though, because the necromechs, I don't know if it's just my necromech or what it is, but they're like very like they take a lot of damage. They can't take a lot of damage. I mean, like they just die immediately. Like the Void Rig one, I could never get it to rank up because it just dies immediately. Like at higher levels, it's not even worth it. But you know, because of this weapon, I'd say it's pretty decent. You could really use it with necromechs, but until they come out with like a necromech fix, which I think they did come out with on a PC to kind of rebalance them and give us like new mods, maybe they'll give like necromech arcanes and shit, like arcane grace type deals, maybe make them more beefier and shit. But until then, I'd say yeah, it's not really going to be that useful with the necromechs. Now, do I think is this weapon worth it? I would say 100%. Even though you're gonna run out of ammo with the gravity mag, like you know, I tried to take in the steel path. It's just even though it does grit damage and everything, it's just the ammo does not last, so it's not even like there's no way to use it in the gravity mag. And on the necromech side, the necromech dies too quickly, so there's very low chance of you actually using this. But if you like Archwing missions, if you're like that 1% that actually likes doing Archwing missions, I'd say it's pretty good. Honestly, I'm kind of joking, but I would say the Gravity Mag version, even though you run out of ammo, but it's very satisfying to use. It's very good to use with the Necromech, and yeah, I think the damage alone, the damage you could do with this thing alone is, I would say, worth it. If you can get all the parts together and everything like that. And also, I think they're going to be making a necromech operation where you can actually use necromechs in regular missions. I don't know how that's going to go. There's going to be like 1,000 bugs with that. But if they are going to allow you to use like necromechs in regular missions, I'd say this is probably the best weapon to use with your necromechs. So yeah, that's the Morgha. I think that's what it's called. I don't actually know the name. Morgha, and yeah, that's the Arcgun thingy. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.